Yeah, yeah.
JP.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you a story. I'm on a Nimbus. I'm in the Stratis. Come check my status. What the Flux is going on? I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratis. Come check my status. What the Flux is going on? I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratis. Come check my status. What the Flux is going on? I am fluxing on them now. I'm fluxing on them proud. I'm fluxing on them now. I'm fluxing on them proud. I'm in the Nimbus. Come check my status. What's my status? What the F is going on? I'm in the Nimbus. Come check my status. What's my status? I'm fluxing on them now. 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 I'm fluxing on them proud. What the flux is this? We going to the moon. Can I tell you something? Layer 1, layer 2, this is humongous. Decentralized, so we keep it 100. 10,000 nodes, yeah, we building an army. Flex on them now like it don't mean nothing. We an army and we strong. I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratis. Come check my status. Come check my status. What the flux is going on? What the flux is going on? But the Flux, we are so strong. We are army and we strong. And we strong.
We're live.
We are live.
We are live. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Coming to you live from Mainnet. I figured today we would try to give you an update of what we've seen so far. And let me tell you, this has been quite an interesting conference, to say the least. Once again, Flux has the best booth in the house by far.
We hear it from everybody.
Hands down, not even close, which is amazing. And if you,
even the Coinbase guy said.
Yeah, the Coinbase guy said it was nice too. Anyway, long story short is that it's been very productive. We got a chance to listen to Vivek Ramaswamy, Brian Armstrong, Caitlin Long. There's been tons of valuable speakers.
There's one more coming actually.
Who's that?
You.
Oh yeah, me. Forgot about me. Well, I'll be the most valuable of all.
Of course,
right?
we're all
saving the best for
last. We're saving literally the best for last.
And that's one of the things that we noticed up here is there's a lot of talk of solutions architecture. So, how do we build Web3 into the next, 2, 3, 4, 5 years? And walking around here, we're the only one that's really focused on delivering that model. There's a lot of people that are delivering services.
Absolutely.
Nobody delivering infrastructure. I'd say the closest is probably Coinbase and Base and what they're doing with some of their infrastructure. But that's not even...
They're all derivatives actually of utilizing chains, but they're not building anything themselves.
No, it's not anything itself. So I would say the majority of what I've seen up here, and you've got, some heavy players in the space, lots of, people were talking about being bearish. I'm 100% bullish because, this place was packed.
Yeah, we're doing this now because normally we would have done it later in the afternoon, but we have to do it now while it's still early.
Because the afternoon,
people are already walking.
All the hungover people come rolling in, and this booth has been straight up gangbuster since we got here, which is really amazing. I mean, people even recognize me. I've had some pictures taken and so on and so forth, which is kind of cool. And they know the team. Hell, Davey even got recognized. Somebody fanboyed over Davey the other day, so it was kind of nice about that.
I think you paid him, to be honest.
Well, did you? I figured as much. That symbolizes that people are really looking into Flux. They understand what we're doing. They understand the solutions we're bringing to the table, and that's great. And again, because this is business to business, this has been very fruitful for us. We've, just in the past couple of days, we've talked to the MetaMask folks, the Fidelity folks, the.
You want to say it? Federal Reserve even talked to us.
The Fed stopped by. Imagine that. Yeah. Needless to say, they had to hold me back, but Davey was more than engaging with them, and it was nice to see him.
It was fun.
Be very nice.
It was fun.
One of the big things we've seen is a lot of talk about CBDCs. Matter of fact, there was several panels specifically built around CBDCs. Obviously, Ripple is one of the. Over here, there's a massive sign with Ripple hanging there, and I mean they're shilling their. They're
literally shilling CBDCs.
CBDCs, yeah. It's like, oh, geez, that's not good. One of the other things I noticed is there's not a concentration at this business to business, anything about mining. It's almost entirely on the financial side of the house.
Like I'm looking around here. I see crypto auditing, digital assets, Foundry. What else is here?
They do that as well.
There's the weird
distributed validator. Yeah. So I'd say the majority of what we're seeing, honestly, is around deployment of infra, not the actual supply of the infra or development of the infrastructure. So, it's really refreshing. And as a matter of fact, we got put next to the storage guys, so we had a nice little chat with them.
Yeah, we can bring them in.
Good dudes.
Nice guys.
I think we're going to be working with them in the future. They were very, very welcoming. I got a nice shirt. Davey got a cool hat. Ran into Greg Azori from Akash. Hell of a nice guy. We spent the better part of 30 minutes just bullshitting, and he got a chance to see proof of use of work, and I got to hear the rundown on their project. I would say that all past experiences with them is squashed, and I think you can definitely see some synergistic opportunities as we continue to work with them. And as a matter of fact, he accepted. We're going to do a Twitter or X.
Just call it a Twitter space.
Yeah, whatever. It's going to be a long time until I get that right.
One day I'll learn, but for now it's still a Twitter space in my book.
Yeah, so Greg was awesome. Real good conversation with him. I think what they're doing is pretty unique. It's not what Flux is doing. Like, there was a lot of tribalistic banter around, competitors. We're not competing. As a matter of fact, I think you could see Akash's marketplace land in the Flux marketplace, and vice versa, because they're targeted toward the high H1000, H100 cards. I already went straight to the 1000s, man. We're going.
Let's start at a 100 and then
right.
So give NVIDIA more ideas as it is.
I think it was an epiphany moment for him too, as we were talking about it, because I think both of us kind of like lit up and we're like, why couldn't we be in each other's marketplaces? It just makes sense.
We're going to basically backfilling each other with Flux to the moon.
Yeah, Flux to the moon. I like that. Keep doing it.
Yeah. So we got Scott over here.
Scott's in the house. Scotty too hotty. And we got Alex over here. Well, he was over there. He wandered off again.
He might be working up in the lab.
Alex is actually right up there. You can see him right up there. He's actually
in
working.
The Coinbase place?
Yeah, he's working at the Coinbase.
Good for him.
Up there.
Yeah, we actually got a chance to talk to some Coinbase folks. We went to several of their invitation-only seminars that they have up there, which was nice. We got invited. We got to see their Prime institutional account, which was fucking fantastic. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the work that they put into that it's mind-blowing. I'm not a super huge fan of any centralized entity, but
it looks really nice.
It looks nice. The product's a nice product, and I think anyone that has Coinbase will enjoy that. And as a matter of fact, we've already started talking about Base and how we're going to be able to put Flux Ollie into the Base model, which will basically bring us to Coinbase, no matter how you do it. You anywhere you go with their pay, you'll be able to pay with Flux, which is pretty cool. So I'm excited for that. And no, I don't know if there's ever a listing, so don't get all weird about it. But it was nice meeting with them. Got a chance to talk to some of their senior architects and so on and so forth. So it was really good.
We talked about AI researchers that came by. There's a couple of folks who wanted to talk further about that and participate in our alpha. So that's
what blew me away was the people that came and found us. You know what I mean? They searched us out. which was awesome. And as a matter of fact, we had a guy that stopped by yesterday. They were working on some market making, some pretty amazing market making pieces.
It's a different AI focus here, right? So Wall Street is just a couple of blocks over. So folks are coming in here. How do we do market forecasting? How do we basically run numbers? How can we find the next big stock? All of that thing, trending. How do we deploy it? And
Patrick said the H100s are 35,000. Yeah, that's why Flux is so important, because we're not based on any one particular high-end graphics card. We have strength in numbers. So we'll, my projection is we work with some of these other folks in the space, and the fact that we can tap into any proof of work project that's utilizing graphics cards. I mean, you could easily see 1 million cards, I think, at some point in proof of use work, if we give the right integrations with, say,
and that's not an exaggeration.
That's not an exaggeration. So a Hive, a nice hash scenario where we can work with some integration tools there. We'll tap into a high end. And because they're already in existence, and by the way, you don't have to depend on the demand from the marketplace, because this is what sets Flux apart from anyone I've seen. You don't have to wait on the demand of the marketplace. You can deploy and mine whatever you'd like. So you're constantly making income, and then when proof of use work comes in, you can pop to proof of use work and come back again. There's nothing out there that's doing that. If you're not being tapped by the marketplace, you've got idle time. So that's a concern, because when you have 10,000 H100s and they're sitting idle at $35,000 a pop,
which is a reality for a lot of folks we talk to. It's kind of scary, the money that those folks are investing. What was it Patrick saying? $35,000 for a card. Yeah. So they're craving for work. So we're gonna make it happen. I know Alex is working. He's actually in the back here doing things. Next week we have a big thing too, right?
Yeah, cyberpunk is next week.
Next week already? We should start working on it.
I know, right? Dude, cyberpunk's going to be lit. And a big shout out to Scott, Betty, Caroline, all that entire team, Marcio, the folks that have put together.
Betty, Lucas,
Lucas, all of them. Yeah, they've really worked their asses
Even
off.
The folks from who we're working with, and the venue, some of the YouTubers that are helping out. Everybody's making it.
Should we leak with?
Oh God, we're leaking already. It's just 10 o'clock.
Well,
all right, fine, do it.
Yeah.
What do you want to leak?
Well, the one that
I have that conversation in front of a camera.
Yeah. Well, I think the cool thing that you're going to see down there. Well, you're going to see a lot of amazing speakers.
We're talking about doing 2 things that nobody knows about yet, right? From the team, from the Flux.
Yeah, 2 product releases. So you're going to see 2 new products that absolutely no one knows about. And as a matter of fact, these guys, Davey and Scott and Alex, found out about when we got here. Our Skunk Works has been very busy at developing some things out. So you're going to see some changes, some couple releases. You're going to see proof of use and work for the very first time in person. One of the things that Davey surprised me with, and I was super happy to hear about it, we're going to have the Back to the Future car. The DeLorean from Back to the Future is going to be there as well. So we can get a picture with that flux capacitor, which is badass. So we're excited about that. Scott has put together, this dude is a dynamo. I mean, like, I woke up at like 2 a.m. and he's on the phone still planning shit out for cyberpunk.
He made coffee this morning. Let's not go into coffee itself.
He's good at everything but making coffee, because clearly, I don't know what the deal is. He has no taste buds or whatever, but there was that much coffee in the coffee filter, and I'm like, yeah. I took 1 drink of it. I couldn't sit down.
That's why we're all a little extra excited now. But no, what I was going to say is, like, I walk in, it's 7, and he's already on the phone. I think he was working with Lucas already on some things. Nonstop.
Yeah, some of the best. The other thing too that is the events like this. The whole reason for prime time really was
he's tooting his own horn now.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. The one thing that you don't see, because you get to see the videos, there'll be a video of me speaking later today at the event, and so on and so forth. The thing that you haven't seen or you won't see is the team building and bonding that goes on behind the scenes. Sitting on the couch and bullshitting and talking about the future of the project.
Coming up with ideas,
brainstorming. I mean, there's been 3 ideas that we rocked out in the car ride the hour car ride across
to
town.
be fair, New
5
York,
miles,
Manhattan.
1 hour. Yeah, whatever. But it was good because we had the opportunity to sit and brainstorm. And some of the best, like today-ish, if he was here, he would know what I'm talking about. Some of the best ideas in Flux have come from car rides, because our deterministic node setup and how we were going to run parallel assets was born in the car ride up to the Harley-Davidson plant to check out the motorcycles. And that's how we put it on a napkin. I still have the napkin where I mapped it all out with the guys in the car. And that's what you don't see, is the behind the scenes stuff. And I got a chance to ride over here with Alex this morning, learned a lot about his life story. He learned a lot about mine. You know, Davey and I get a chance to sit down and chat with, and Scott. Caroline was there. Davey's kids were there as well. Awesome kids. I don't know about the banana suit, but
yeah,
he came out with a banana suit on that looked like a big giant.
They went to a big mall in Jersey, I believe, and
yeah, and big shout out to Davey's son too, because he's basically been doing the web design for Cyberpunk. So if you're looking at that Cyberpunk website, how old is he?
He's 16.
16 years old.
Yep.
And he's grinding through it, man. Like, he's doing the updates as they come in. Go check out cyberpunk2023.com. Look at our agenda. It's now posted on there as well, so you get to see all the speakers that are there. We'll have 2 stages rocking now. We have a rig building competition, which will be good. I'm not going to be building any rigs down there because I suck. But we'll have people like Hawk and the Hobbyist Miner and the Mining King and all those folks will be there. So
everybody's going to. Geek of all trades is going to be the guy.
The geek of all trades.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got all the influencers coming down there. Matter of fact, what is it, Mining Misfits they call them?
Yeah, they're mining misfits, right? So who is it at?
There's a whole panel
Hawk,
for those.
Mining King, as we said. Max Voltage will be there. GPU Risers will be there. The Veteran Miner will be there. Yeah.
So we should have a lot of content rolling out of Cyberpunk as well. So.
And they're going to be producing content too, right? So they're going to have live streams.
Like, I'm the most excited about the food, because the food, Scott was going over the menu and I was like, this is a little bit better food than we've ever seen at a conference before.
Although the food here, well, maybe
it wasn't bad. It wasn't. Yesterday sucked, but the day before was good.
The day before, like, they made it.
It was really good. Yeah. I don't know what that beef was, but it was delicious. So yeah, I mean, I think overall we've really seen a demand for exactly what we're providing, which is infrastructure. So, we, and you guys agree, we really honestly have had an experience of a lifetime, because, we got to really check out what other projects are doing and what their needs are. I spent a good part of yesterday just walking around to the booths and doing a needs analysis for each one of them. And every single one of them was, either running on AWS or Google Cloud. And we had a guy that actually came down to us. He heard about us and he wants to run his entire infrastructure on Flux. So his whole project he wants to run on Flux. And yeah, we had our naysayers too, people that came up and kind of beat us up. But I will say this, hands down, Alex and Davey, the way that they handle people, and they'll come in as doubters and they'll leave as believers. And that is huge. I didn't even have to say shit. I sat in the corner back here and watched him.
Well, he's not allowed to say shit.
Yeah, they don't let me. But I sat back here in the corner and watched it all play out, because I like to give them input. Hey, you guys should, focus on this, emphasize this, talk about this. And they're just crushing it. So
it's funny to see Alex. So I push Alex, like, hey, Alex, go talk to that guy. And Alex doesn't even know sometimes who he's talking with. And he's just talking freely about useful work or about the cloud solution. And then afterwards, I'm like, so you know who you talked with? And he's like,
it's funny. We were sitting back here and he was talking to this guy. I went to the bathroom or whatever. I came back and he's talking to this guy for like 20 minutes and he sits down next to me and I was like, oh, that went well. He goes, yeah, it went well. He goes, I don't know who he is though. And I said, well, do you know his name? He said, no. He said he works for some Coindesk or something like that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Alex. So I mean,
so he's talking to press without
yeah,
knowing.
I mean, we didn't know. He was running with scissors and he had no idea. So it was kind of cool to see that happen. And I would say the other thing too is we've heard a lot about privacy up here as well. As a matter of fact, Zuku was here yesterday. They talked about ZK-rollups and ZK snarks, and which was quite interesting. I actually went down and Zuko was sitting like 3 seats down from me, and I should have yelled at him about his moving to proof of stake, dipshit. But that's besides the point. He's a good guy. I'm just kidding. He's not a dipshit. But his project's a dipshit. But
Dude, you're saying proof of stake. How many proof of work coins are on here?
none. Not us.
We're the only one
We're
here.
the only one that showed up to rep.
But compared to like mining disrupt, where we also were the only one there,
The only
completely different crowd.
And I think that honestly, that's a smart move on our part and we knew this going into it. And what we said is, and as a matter of fact, when I gave my talk in Mining Disrupt, I said I came into the lion's den. You are all about mining Bitcoin, and I get that. I said, but if you're developing a platform, if you're developing a project, and you're running your shit on AWS, it's not good. Matter of fact, we had a large miner come up and talk with me for a good 20 minutes. Yep. He's going to move all of his shit over to Flux as well, which is awesome. So really good stuff there.
All right. You want to do like a quick AMA before it gets too busy?
Yeah, it's going to start picking up. So, all right, if you guys got any questions, toss them up. Davo Ash says, please tell me about your competitors. Well, Davo, I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen them yet. And the ones that
people ask, right? How do you guys compare to an Akash? How do you compare to an Amazon?
Yeah, and I would say the majority of them ask. They want to know who our competitors are in the crypto world, and there's nobody doing what we're doing in terms of how we're delivering our services. You have to get into the standard tech stack, so like the AWSs, the Googles of the world, things like that. And it's very difficult for people to wrap their brains around how can we be so much cheaper. You know what I mean? Like that guy, there was one guy here who runs his, 5 figures every month in AWS. And he's like, wait a minute.
He actually was like, you could see, like, he was actually like,
it was like a light bulb went off, you know what I mean?
He walked away like all sad. I'm like,
yeah, well,
we're going to help you out.
We're going to help him with that as well. So yeah, we definitely said that. Okay. We got another question. When proof of use work? Well, we'll be at Cyberpunk. We'll be unveiling it for the first time. The alpha is going to come probably right after that in this fourth quarter ish, and then we want to move into beta like Q1, Q2 of next year.
Yep.
So you'll be able to start using it probably pretty soon. And if you want to, run it as an alpha. Matter of fact, Alex and I were talking on the way over here. I said we're going to add a button inside of the proof of use work console so that you can click on it and report anything that you find.
Okay.
Like almost for like.
That's actually a good idea.
That's a great idea. So
car rides.
Yeah, car rides, right? That's where the magic happens. And so we'll work on that. So the answer to your question is you're going to see the alpha this year. You'll be able to play with it. You'll be able to start mining with it. You'll be able to do all the things you do, and you'll be able to provide your compute resources for our beginning models. And then moving into next year, we're really going to hit it hard.
Oh, yeah.
So CES is kind of where we'll unveil the.
Well, they even give us a platform to launch it too, right? He didn't even read his emails yet.
Oh,
there's a platform where you can actually launch it in front of everybody over there.
Well, that ought to be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, CES is going to be lit. Sounds like in real life, time with the team has been productive. How often will you see the Flux team coming together over the next year? Quite often, as a matter of fact. One of the big things was prime time. We were very smart with our resources through the bull market, yep. And that's why we're able to come to these events, because we were good stewards of our resources. And so we're going to definitely see each other again in CES. We'll have 2 or 3 other conferences, and we'll also have Cyberpunk in the EU next year as well. So, all the folks that, are in the EU, like we'll all go over there as well. So, Tadesh came here, so we'll have everybody in one place for the very first time. The majority of the team will be there. Will be a few people in the EU that can't make it. But I'll get to meet people that I've been working with for almost 6 years, and for the very first time. So I'm super excited to do that and get everybody together. So the answer to your question is we want to do it quite regular because we think that team building is
after
important.
Cyberpunk we got the one in Denver, CS, I believe it is. CS or FinTech?
There is no proof of work coin or proof of stake coins at all here, and there's no proof of work. Matter of fact,
it's all tokens.
It's tokens, historically tokens, so they would be like Ethereum-based tokens. That's why, honestly, we're so damn popular, because people want to know about these things, and you should see people's face light up when you tell them more proof of work. They're like, wait, that's like Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, we're so early, man. Like, it blows my mind. Like, we had one kid that came over here, and by the end of the thing, he's like, he had one graphics card. He's like, I'm going home and I'm going to set that up right away because I want to be able to use it for proof use.
He spent an hour,
at least an hour.
Yeah, he was not even manning his own booth anymore. So he was just an hour.
He just wandered out of his booth Flux. And came over here, which was awesome. Ali says, hello, Flux team from Kuwait. Hey, Ali.
What's up, folks?
Sounds like I need to go to CES. I think you have, hurry up and get your ETH broke through 1,600. Look at that. A little pump action going today. Yeah, like I think CES is the mecca of technology, and it's really where Flux is really doing our coming out event. One of the things I can share with you is we were...
Yeah, share away.
Yeah, we were selected as a CES Innovation of the Year award. So basically, they pick new and upstarting projects, and they'll give them a platform to focus on it. So we were nominated as one of the projects for the Project of the Year. So that should be good. That should be good, and I think we might get a little award for that and some other things. So that's where we want to really get that recognition is important. We need to get. Microsoft is here, Amazon's over here, Flux is here. We're right on the corner.
Well, and that's CES. We're going to other things too. Maybe not have a booth, but just present or represent.
Yeah, we've picked up a lot of. So next year, definitely doing the Bitcoin conference.
Yep. Consensus. We're probably going to go back to.
Yeah.
Mining Disrupt. We're already talking again with them. So.
Yeah, looks like Ollie asked one about profitability.
What's your plan for increasing scalability and profitability in proof of user work?
Scalability is limitless. I mean, once the actual product is released,
scalability has been at the heart of the entire development. Actually, being able, because we know how many GPUs are out there that are actually not used at this very moment after the Ethereum merge. And talking with the folks at the Mining Disrupt, a lot of farms came to us. Hey,
I met a guy the other day that had 238,000 cards sitting, and he's ready to roll. So, the scale of what we're doing is going to be immense. And I think the big push will be for getting us out there and getting us in the hands of people. So we're starting with some institutional levels like universities and schools and so on and so forth, because I'm a big firm believer in you kind of plant those seeds very early on. You allow people to develop from there. But in the end, I think that it's the scalability is baked into the project. As far as profitability is going to come from the projects that start to deploy. I can tell you right now, we got 3 or 4 that are already sitting waiting for the alpha to start testing their useful work. So I think it's going to be highly profitable. And we've also allocated some funds directly from the foundation to help with that as well. Yes, 238,000 GPUs. You read it right.
That's why we're saying 1 million is not a crazy number.
No, 1 million GPUs running on proof of use work. And because once you start getting into people that are hashing Raven, they're hashing, Ironfish, they're hashing, Nexa.
Well, they're mining whatever they like, right? That's the thing. That's the beauty of what we're building out. You can mine whatever coin you like.
Yeah.
If you want to mine bamboo coin, which is something I've been mining, don't ask questions. But yeah, you can mine whatever you want, and then you'll be hooked up whenever you need it.
Yeah, and I wouldn't freak out about the, big players coming in. I think that's a good thing for us because we've baked Flux into every aspect of the product. They're going to need most of those people that, and I'll tell you, the guy that we talk with those graphics cards, he's comprehending how he can take his Flux once he's deployed, roll that over to nodes and infrastructure, and continue to scale. So, I think this is a positive thing. And because it's
maybe I should do a leak. We had somebody here yesterday at the booth, Flux miner actually, and he was looking at the proof of use of work dashboard, and he's like, "Does that say Flux nodes?"
Yeah,
maybe
you're the leaky one.
No, well, you did a leak earlier, so
Yeah,
I can do one leak as well. We're even.
I mean, the way that we see proof of use of work, the actual component, the actual software is really going to be a one-stop shop. I call it a single pane of glass. You'll hear me say it over and over again. It allows you to run your nodes, run your proof of use of work, mine, and even have ASICs tied in there at some point, which Davey always gets pissed when I say it. But being able to have everything in a management console is unbelievably important because, let's face it, miners mine a lot of shit. And they have some ASICs, they have some GPUs, they have some nodes. We're going to try to make it FPGAs. We're going to make it a one-stop shop. It was
a big question, but
It wasn't a question.
what was the question?
No, it was just Ghost saying he's in the chat. I just wanted to.
Oh yeah, we know.
You guys have a full proof of use of work overview dashboard showing all the stats in total, or will it be restricted to only your users?
It's already.
It's already there.
We literally have that going. I think I actually took a screenshot. Did you tweet it? I think you might have tweeted it at one point.
It's running on here now, right?
No, that's the regular dashboard. But he's talking about
the leaderboard.
No, he's talking about the dashboard about all the things we have in.
Yeah.
All the amount of cards, the type of cards, all of that. Yes, that's all going to be public knowledge. There's no need to hide that.
Yeah, the goal is to. We want to make sure everybody's very clear about what they're supplying their compute resources for. So you'll see whether you've been tapped for AI, rendering, headless gaming, whatever it is. And you'll know exactly what you're making the most profit at as well, which is kind of cool. We'll also have a leaderboard so that we can see who are the heavy hitters in the space who've been tapped. One of the guys came by yesterday. He says, "I love this idea of proof of use work." He goes, "But I game on my computer, so I need to set a window or a time where I can do it." I said, "Absolutely. You'll be able to set it at let's say 10 o'clock at night till 9 o'clock in the morning, and if you can mine with it as you're going through that." Or you can just set it to, if a proof of use of work job comes in, I'll grab it between those hours and that's good to go. So, I think the flexibility of what we're offering and the companion products that we're getting ready to announce at Cyberpunk is going to be huge. So this is an ecosystem. You guys know we don't do anything half-ass. We want a product that we can be proud of. And if you build a product and enterprise comes and it takes a shit, they won't come back. No. So we have to make sure that everything, all the I's dotted and T's crossed. People bitch that we haven't got proof of use of work out yet. Well, that's one design.
Plus, we go to conferences like this. You can't have a half-ass product coming here.
No,
because people are.
No, they won't come back. That'll be what happens. Is they'll try to use it. They'll get frustrated. They won't give a shit. They won't come back. They'll say that product's a broken product.
Yeah.
So for us, we'd rather have you guys alpha beta test it and give us all your feedback, because the community has been unbelievably valuable for input, because you guys are miners, node operators, hodlers, so on and so forth. And the feedback that you give us helps us create a better product. So I think they've done an amazing job building out the first iteration of what proof of use of work is and will be. But I think it'll be amazing once we move to beta, because the alpha is going to be the input from the community. So good shit. Sorry if you're already given a date, but do you have a release date? Alpha post Cyberpunk, beta sometime Q1 of next year.
Not an exact date.
Not an exact date. Does Flux have a sales force that is seeking out business that can benefit? Yes, we have a business development team. This is our CBO right here. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't get at least 2 or 3, sometimes 4 emails from Davey, which, hey, do you want to be part of this call because we're working on X or developing X? So we use that specifically for mid-tier to higher end businesses. But if you're a small business and you want to come into it and you want to get expertise, we wouldn't turn you away. So we try to help everybody as much as we can.
I saw a question earlier about how do we Chief Bamboo Officer.
Yeah, definitely.
That was the Chief Bark Officer.
That's Dibby.
Oh, that's Dibby.
Right.
Yeah, I share a title with the dog.
Yeah. Davey's like, well, at least you put me before the dog. I'm like, yeah, well.
Mm-hmm. But I saw a question earlier about how do I explain what Flux is. Like, we do that on a daily basis here now. So,
and we've gotten really good at it.
I have a screen, a monitor here where it's like, and people asking questions, and I have all the tabs already open, and I know exactly what question comes at this point. Like, it's actually pretty good. But it's quite simple. We just announced it as just a cloud solution that runs on the blockchain, that utilizes the blockchain, and that the blockchain pays our
yeah, and the kicker is they always ask us, so it runs on AWS? No, dude. That's what we're telling you. We don't need AWS.
And then the next, and then we just show the map, and they're like, it's just run by people like you and I, and then here's the map of all the nodes, and they're going like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Then we show them the pricing, and then they shit their pants. So yeah, it's always good. I love to see those epiphany moments, those aha moments, right? Like when you're explaining it, they're not quite getting it, and like I got a chance to sit back because I let these guys really engage this round. I get to sit back and watch a little bit and help them with their approaches, and you can see it. It's like the first time you learned about Bitcoin, and you're like trying to put it all together, and then you're like, oh, shit, this is huge. You see that. Oh my God, we've seen it at least 20 times at this event. So I mean, we've got a stack of business cards that thick of people that want to work with us or work around us or be involved in a project. So the booth really turned out amazing. These guys hustled their asses off in the last minute.
Even Dan did.
I even did some work.
Even Dan
which is
actually.
Crazy. Yeah.
I have a photo of it.
You have a photo. Scott took a
proof.
picture of it. That's ignorant.
Well, I did it of all of you guys.
Oh, okay,
It wasn't just you.
You're like, oh my God, Dan's doing manual labor
No.
and taking pictures of it.
It was to show everybody.
That's
you were doing
how
work.
you.
And I've become a full New Yorker now because I can drive in New York.
He drives like a moron, man. Like, which is perfect here, but
fits right
scares the piss out of me. So I was car sick both days we went home.
Look, I've been telling you the entire time, if you can drive in Paris, you can drive anywhere in the world. So, no offense to the Paris folks, but yeah.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna like show them the booth here real quick.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's take a look. So anyone that hasn't seen it yet, we'll just kind of take a look at it here. So we got the big graphics card there. So, and then we turn here. You see Alex over there at the little kiosk, and then there's Scott and Davey, and then this TV is playing all the different Flux. This actually was kind of weird because this is the first time I've seen a lot of these videos in high res. And Dim does an amazing freaking job with this stuff, man. Like, he really does. It really is amazing. We've had people standing here watching this thing the whole time. There's Ripple. Sorry, guys. I know. Whoever's an XRP holder. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I mean, and back here we have a proof of use of work running. You guys can see it there. And then, of course, we like to showcase that for folks. And then there's Scott working away. And then these guys working over here. But the event it's pretty big. I'll take you a little lap down through here so you can see it.
Even though it wasn't actually on the Wi-Fi.
Am I on the Wi-Fi here?
Like,
Do I have to stay here?
No, but the stream on the laptop is.
I can't roam too far. Okay.
We'll do a separate one.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to show them around. So that's the booth, and that's what's going on. We got some good literature there about proof of use of work that's going on. But you guys can kind of see, this thing is big. There's a lot of projects here, that's for sure. So, anyway, unless we got any more questions, we'll kind of wrap it up. I look forward to seeing everybody at Cyberpunk. And so let's.
Did you?
Here? Davey, your phone locked. We just went down.
We're still going. This is the leak that we can't show you. That's why the screen is not.
And and back.
It did it again.
Is it on the buttons?
Oh,
it was on the buttons. Cancel. Yeah, locked again. Davey, we're locked again.
These guys.
It was on the cancel button.
All right. Look at my face. Hello.
It's still here, guys. Don't worry. And we're back.
Don't touch.
Sorry. I guess when I was moving the phone around, it hit the button and it kept going to emergency call. So I don't need to call anybody, though. Audio is good. That's good. So anyway, unless we have any other questions, we'll cut it for now. Davey's going to try to record my talk later today, so you guys will get to see that. We're really thankful for all the support we've been getting. Lots of little comments, saying that they everything is looking good and they're really pleased. So, yes, it will be possible to get a beta test. Yes, for the community.
To be fair, we got a couple community members actually already helping out with proof of use work and testing, but it's a very limited amount at this point still, because things change constantly, things update. So
all set. There's your thumbs up. Listen, we might get a hot mic secret. Yeah. Oh, look, Mazzari just liked our tweet. So yeah, I mean, guys, this is what we live for, man. Like I told Alex on the way over here today, when we were in our first crappy conference in Philadelphia back, 5.5 years ago, I said I just dreamed of being, here at Mazzari Consensus CES, and it's finally coming true. So we're really happy, man.
Even the folks from Missouri came by and all that. So yeah, it's been busy.
All right, guys.
Take that?
Yeah, we're gonna end. So, guys, take it easy, and we'll be throwing some other stuff your way soon.
All right. I'll get us out. See you guys.
Oh, why do they lie? Yeah. There's only one way to go, and that's Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And we Web 3.0. I know we fighting these corporate tyrants. They try to silence, but we can see they tried to censor our speech. They want no privacy. At night I can't sleep, cause my data they gonna breach. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all my people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And we Web 3.0. And we Web 3.0. And we Web 3.0.